Well, this is a Kenwood 20-year-old receiver or HIFI system as it was then, consisting of the receiver being an A-722L and the graphic equalizer a GE722. It did come with some other parts as well, which is mainly the good old twin cassette and the DVD player, CD player rather, at the bottom. This was of the generation where just at the end of vinyl basically, so at the time it was quite an expensive system. I think it was over £1,000 at the time when I bought it. Speakers are nice, they do sound good. There's a little bit of I don't know, like a bubbly gummy feel to the plastics on it now. It's starting to degrade, I think, but the whole thing sounds really nice, works well. So I see no reason really to throw it away. Basically what was happening was when you turn the power on, you get a loud pop noise and the word protect would come up across the screen just there, which wasn't very nice. It didn't really well, it made you jump in your seat, to be honest. Sometimes it'd do it, sometimes it wouldn't. It then got to a point where it'd do it all the time. Another issue I had was with the headphone socket, but that was just a dry solder joint, so while I was in there I managed to sort that out. But the problem seemed to be nothing to do with the power supply. Power supply's fine, checked all the caps, did the no problem whatsoever. Started looking at the audio section of it. It's quite nicely laid out on the board, single-sided board, conventional components with through-hole links, not through-hole wire links rather. Really easy to work on, really, to be honest. I'll give a quick overview of it there. Nice and easy. These modules lift out, 2 screws on the back, come out, no problem at all. Okay, the fault seemed to be these ELNA capacitors. There's 2 in the top amplifier section, which are 100 microfarad 16 volt, and 4 in the bottom section on the very bottom board, and the next board up from it. It's 3 boards in there in total, easy enough to get to. Or just, you don't need to dismantle the whole thing totally. The boards remain attached to the case, everything a lot. They just sort of flip over, sort of thing. Quite well designed, really, for its time. But what I basically did, I did the first 2 caps in the amp. I'll show you where those are, which are there. There's 2 there, 100 microfarads, 16 volt. I'll just point them out for you. There's that one there and that one there. So those needed changing. There was a bit of verdigris corrosion on the board, but it does actually state there this is a class A preamp section. So I think both of those showed as being faulty, so replaced them, which got rid of the crack and the bang and the pop, which was nice. But then I had an issue where on the left channel I was down about 3 dB compared to the right channel, which I could live with, I suppose, really, but I thought, well, why should I? So as I'm dismantling this, because this is where the main input comes from, which is around the back just there. The amplifiers connect via their own generic type cabling, so it's not like you can just plug anything into anything with this. It's the main amplifier is mainly only fed in through these 2 connections, and these are all outputs. So your inputs are actually based on this equalizer section. So it's not strictly separate. I mean, really could have been built in one, really. Just gives you the option to light down, so you could have this section next to it here and the other 2 on top. There was just multiple options of the way you could use it. But getting back to the fault, so yeah, there's 4 capacitors of those. Now, in total, these ELNA capacitors, these are the only ones I could find in the whole of the unit, so I replaced them all. These are 4.7 microfarad 25 volts, same as that one. Well, all 4 of those are, to be honest. These are a slight brown colour with a gold marking for the negative. These are a sort of purpley colour, but these were the only type in the whole of the unit, and there are hundreds of capacitors in there, in the top and the bottom section, that looked anything like these 2 and had ELNA written on them. I managed to, there's one there I've got on test. which when you read does not read as a capacitor at all. I've tried multiple frequency settings, voltage level setting, it don't make no difference. And obviously just to do a cross comparison, there's a small cap that I put across the meter, just make sure it was fine, but every single one read as not a capacitor. And the strange thing is they've all sort of leaked from the bottom. Nothing from the top, no swelling, no nothing. It's more like they've just physically broke down. I believe Rubicon used to have the same problem as well, where they used to break down slightly. So what I would suggest is, if you have got the same issues as me, like a loud popping, crackling sound, or even with the volume set at 0, you can hear hiss and crackle in one of the speakers, it's more than likely going to be one of these capacitors that's the issue. But I would suggest that I don't use the other two sections. I don't need a CD player, and I don't need a twin cassette player. I don't think I've got a twin cassette anywhere, or a cassette. I'm only using these two sections. So I've changed, wherever I can find an ELNA capacitor, which is of these two colour, I've just changed anyway as a matter of course, and it seems to have sorted the problem. And now it seems to be working fine, no problem whatsoever. So nothing to grumble about on my side from there. It's working well. But simple enough to get inside, no problem at all. Very easy to work on. Obviously you've got your main section over here coming in, so get your fingers away from all that. I suggest you don't use it while it's powered up, like I am at the moment, but I sort of know where the live bits are and what not to touch. So, but I hope that helps. It's an old system now, but it still works, and it seems a shame to throw it away. It's probably better technically than a lot of the stuff you could buy today. It's the plastics have really degraded though on it. They've really got like a horrible sticky gooiness to them, sort of thing. So I'm reluctant to clean it though, because it'll probably take all the words off. Could do with a good clean as well. So I mainly use it for gaming, attached to my PC. But you know, I was just reluctant to throw it away really. Glad I never know really. Hope it helps anyway. As I say, that's your culprits. Get rid of those and your problem should be solved.